Let's learn agents and tools so your large language model can be more useful than just chats. Hi, can you show me last 10 emails with attachment? You only had 5. Maybe I didn't have that many emails with attachment. So let's compare with my actual Gmail. So if we go has attachment, there are 4 here. The first one is from Anthropic, which is the same here. Let's try this again, has attachment. Second one is Kogan. And then we have a couple more which didn't have. But these one, it didn't show up. Maybe because it's me sending it to myself. But look at this first email that came up. I can download directly from our link. So the actual PDF has been downloaded and it is the same as this invoice here. Let's open this invoice and then open the one from my actual email. They are exactly the same. Great. So let's see how we build this. Let's explore the agents and the tools with LangChain, and we are going to build a ChatGPT that will look after your inbox with this Gmail toolkit. We are going to build a basic ChatGPT-like app using Streamlit that connects to our OpenAI, and then we're going to utilize LangChain and its Gmail toolkit so you can use it to chat to your large language model and do stuff with your mailbox. And to make that happen, first we need to follow the Google Doc to get your API ready. So this is the guy we need to follow on the left, and on the right, I have logged into my Google Cloud. It's free to use. So first we need to click on Enable API, this blue button here. I'm just gonna copy the link, paste to my right, so that should take us directly to the settings where we need to be. So first time we're using this, we need to create a project. So just call it a. By the way, this bit here, you have 10 projects remaining in your quota. I'll be deleting my projects because for the sake of video, but this number will keep going down. So if you don't need to delete it, just keep it running. I'm gonna call this YouTube. I'll leave my organization as no organization. That's the name I used. After about 10 seconds, the project has been created. So we're gonna go next. Enable the Gmail API. That's step 1. Step 2 is configure OAuth consent screen. So when your user or anyone using the app, they won't be asked to agree all the terms and conditions again. That's the consent screen about. So I'm gonna copy this. I don't need to. Just go hamburger menu, go to API services, OAuth consent screen. Under the user type, select internal and click on create. Because you are not a Google Workspace user, you can only make your app available to external, which is fine. I'm just gonna leave it as external and go create. Because we don't have any internal users. App name, I'm just gonna call it Gmail chat. I'm gonna put a support email in. Looks like you have to put something in here as well. So I'm just gonna put my Gmail account in here as well. Here we go. Save and continue. An error. You try the email again. cloud.stchain@gmail.com. Save and continue. Because one of the field resource is invalid. Which one is invalid? Not sure what happened there, but after refresh the window, it looks like it's working. Now just remember under the scope in your consent screen, make sure you add a test user because this is the user we're going to be using to authenticate. So you do need to add one. I've just added my same Gmail as the test users. The last step will be creating these credentials for a desktop applications. So we'll come to these credentials, go new or create credential, select OAuth client ID, application type, select desktop app. I'm just leaving the name as it is, go create. And here we go. So this is the authentication we're going to use, and the user defined under this test user, which is my Gmail account, will have access to this. So we're going to click on this download JSON. Now, the most important part here is you're going to rename this file to credentials.json and copy it to the same directory where your script will be running. Now we've done the requirement for the Google API. Next, we're going to follow this notebook and just make sure the example works before we were building to a ChatGPT type of app. So go to your VScode. I'm going to create a new file. I've already enabled the Juniper notebook, so I'm going to select that. So first, we're going to do these installations for the package that are required for Google authentication. So let's just do all that. And then let's run it. I think we need to create environment as well. So because we're starting everything from scratch. So let's do a Python environment. Actually, let's save it first. We'll save it. Okay, you see I've created a new folder called Gmail tool, and there's nothing in it. I just copied our file, the notebook file, and also the JSON file from Google API. I renamed to credentials.json, and they are now in the same location. Okay, so to run this, it will prompt us to start a new environment. Let's create a new Python virtual environment. So we'll click on this, and we will create a Python environment. Select VNV. I'm not going to use Conda. I just use to this VNV. And we're going to select a installation for the interpreter. I have two versions on my system. As you can see, I'm going to use the 3.11 and invalid. Let's try that again. Select. Okay, yeah, recommended. I'm going to do the 3.11 and wait for it to create the environment. You can probably see from here when that's been done. Oh, it's already there. So it's getting the virtual environment being created. And then it will install this package. So after that, we're going to do this LangChain community package while we're waiting. So I'm just going to put, actually, I'm going to put them in the same line. So do that as well. I'm gonna upgrade. Okay. It means the same thing. Just make it look a bit better. So there's a couple of packages required for you to use this Google API. I just moved everything to one line. And then we do the LangChain package. I'm gonna skip the LangSmith. I haven't looked really into it, so we're gonna skip LangSmith. And then we're just gonna import the tool. So we'll add a code here to do the tool. And then there's our customization for the authentication. And the last is get the tool. So we will be able to see if it works or not at this step, whether we can get these tools. So this toolkit, you can see it provides you access to Google's API on the Gmail, and you can do a couple of things. You can create draft, you can send the messages, You can search your email. You can get your email messages. You can get email thread. So I'm hoping after this, we're making sure this API works. We're able to build a ChatGPT, and we're able to chat to the large language model to carry out tasks against my mailbox. Okay, so now it looks like it's restarting the kernel, and then we should be able to see this complete very soon. It took almost 2 minutes to complete all these packages. So let's see this folder now. This folder, empty folder now, is actually almost 300, over 300 meg. So that's all the packages for our virtual environment. Let's clear this. Now we're gonna run the tool, and it reads our credentials file automatically as long as you have the credentials.json in the same folder like I do with your script. So now it's asking us to go through this authentication, and this we only need to do it once. So let's say, hey, you've been given access to this app, which is the one we just created in Google Developer Console, and I think I called it Gmail chat or something like that. Here we go. Would you like to get access to this if you want to trust that? So we go continue. And that is the test user. So now the authentication flow has completed. You may close the window. So we close this window. And we can move on to the next step, which is to get this authentication done locally. We'll run that. Tick. Done. Next, let's see what tool we have. Okay, so we are working nicely following here. It has all the tools. Looks a bit ugly, but you can see all these tools, which exactly same as that one. So let's clear this. Or try to print this out to make it look better. If we run that, here we go, much better. So with the F string, we can have it nicely laid out. We can see clearly there's 5 tools we can use. Great. Now moving on, we're gonna start to test it as part of agent. So first we're gonna do this one. We're gonna do another pip install with a LangChain. So we'll do %mark with that, and we're gonna go run. It's gonna put OpenAI's package with LangChain as well. And now we're gonna do this to read our environmental. So we're gonna do another one. Now we need to make a bit of modification. So we don't want to get past. We will prompt user to type in the API key. We're gonna do os.environment.get. And we will load this OpenAI from API key from our environment variable. We don't need that, but we do need to load. So we do need to load because it will not load your environmental variable automatically. And also we need to add a .env file here to load our OpenAI keys. So we're gonna call it .env. We're gonna save it. With the environment variable, you're gonna have it as .env. That's the actual file name, okay? And in the file, you're just gonna do OpenAI API key, and here you're gonna paste your OpenAI API key. So this is the code how you need to load your environment variable in VScode once you have the .env file. But I'm also missing the package, so I'm just gonna add it right here for the .env package. I'll run that again, and this should disappear. Now that's done. Make sure we can read the key. Run that. Okay. So let's get started with the actual code. Copy this one first to get the LangChain set up. Oh, we forgot we actually need to install the actual LangChain package too. Let's add it back here. Okay, after the LangChain library is being installed, these are not grayed out anymore. Okay, let's move on. So we initialize the assistant. We're gonna configure the model. Just add a code here. Configure the model. Next, we do the agent. Here we go, the agent. And now, this is how we configure the agent. So let's do this. Agent executor. Agent equals agent. Tools get tools. So this is where it gets all the tools. And now this is how you interact with the agent via the evoke. Okay, so in the input, this is where you're gonna have your chat message. Because we're in the notebook, so we're just gonna type one after another, one by one. Like here, there's one message, there's another message. Now we're just gonna change within here. What I'm gonna ask, show me my latest 5 incoming mails. Let's run that. You should be smart enough to understand this context and when you use the tool, what it says. Okay, I think we need to change this slightly to the example. The example is they're using the get pass, so it will be a prompt for user to type in, punch the API keys in, then gets passed to this LLM. And also they didn't specify what model it is, so it will be probably 3.5, which has smallest context window. So let's change to our way. First, in the LLM, we'll configure to ChatGPT, GPT-4 Turbo, and then we'll pass on the environment, the API key stored in the environment variable. It didn't like here because that is a variable. So let's also change this to OpenAI API key, which refers to this variable, and using the OS get environment env. And this is the same key name in the .env file. So let's rerun it. Starting from here, we'll run this. I'll come back here, we run that. And we'll run the agent executor and ask the questions. Searching Gmail with query, what it says. Still the same error. Still don't know what error is calling that output. Let's just rerun the whole notebook and see what happens. In case I have missed anything, because we're going back and forth quite a bit, going one step by step, troubleshooting. So let's rerun the notebook. We'll clear this. Where is it up to now? Okay. Clear that. Clear that. Up to there. Load the environmental variable. Oh, it's up here now. Can we get the last 5 email? Oh, it worked. Our last 5 emails. So let's compare. But for some reason, it only showed us 4. And if we check our mailbox on the left, first one is, okay, checking the inbox, not the actual primary. So I didn't specify that, but that means they will be checking the whole mailbox. I will probably get a lot of junk mails here. Kogan, click frenzy sale on now. And this is platform notification. That's from Google. That's probably from here. Project permanently deletion. YouTube LLM 423202. 423202. Okay, so it's reading, pulling out all the emails. Kogan.com, Kogan.com, 65%. So it might look a bit funny because all these different mailboxes and labels. I believe it's working. It's hard to do this in a notebook, so let's turn that to a chatbot so we can have a normal conversation and ask the model to refine the output. So to turn it into a working web app, we use this Gmail notebook as the base. And we also gonna use the example from the Streamlit interface that you guys seen me doing again and again, building a simple ChatGPT like app. So we combine these two code. I didn't write any. Just combining them and using ChatGPT or Copilot and ask them to create a new app. And I just spent a bit of time debugging. Actually, I spent quite a bit of time debugging. And this is what I end up with. So first thing first, because now this is a app, so we're not gonna do the pip install inside script here in VScode. So first thing you notice is the Streamlit package is missing. So let's do a pip install here under our folder, this YT Gmail tool folder, and you can also see my new script is saved under the same folder with the rest. So we do a pip install. Maybe we do a upgrade on the Streamlit. Let's get the package installed for Streamlit into the environment, and then we'll go through this code really quickly. So the Streamlit package has complete installation. You can see this Streamlit here is not grayed out anymore. So let's go through this really quickly. Essentially, this piece of code is has the same structure as the ChatGPT code. In the Streamlit example, we just adding the extra OpenAI agents that will call the tools, the Gmail tools. So here's all the libraries we imported before. Now loading your API keys from the same .env file using the environment variable, initialize toolkit. Here is the instruction, the system role message. I'll say you are assistant and you are very good at managing my emails. Okay, so these are the same. We're doing the models. And here come the Streamlit bit. Streamlit title, this is Gmail. I just named it Gmail chatbot. We can just call anything you want. Chat to your Gmail. Session state. We probably don't need this bit here because we're already referring the model here. So usually the session state you will initialize. Oh, okay, here. So we initialize as empty array because we're gonna keep handing the messages to the conversation, so it remembers. Here is the hint text for user input. Keep scrolling down, and now that's the agent executor. We're gonna evoke agent input, which is the chat input from this prompt. So this chat input has been thrown back to this variable prompt, and this prompt has been appended. And then this prompt will be passed back to the agent input where this evoke will call that. I think the reason we can't do this prompt directly is this agent requires a specific input method, which is it has to have this bracket and with this double quote input. That's why it is here. So then session state message to print it to your screen with the ST markdown. All right, so let's try run the code, see whether it works. So first, make sure you're in the correct folder. Then you're gonna do Streamlit run, and then we'll do the chat to Gmail Streamlit PY. Okay, that's the one. Let's go enter and see what happens. Let's keep the code on the left, so we can see this. Let's see whether it will load. Okay, it loaded. Let's see whether it actually works. So say hello, hi to the chatbot. I'm not gonna speed up in this segment. I just want to see how far it takes, so you guys can see how far it takes for the model to respond. Also utilizing the Gmail API. So show me last 10 incoming emails with subject, sender, and snippet of the content. Let's see how that goes. So what this can do depending on what the API allows you to do. So if we have a look at this Gmail tools, we've seen these tools before. It has 5 tools, right? So these 5 tools allow you to use the API. Sorry, just here. So which 5 tools? You can create email draft, you can send email messages, you can search email, get messages, and get thread. Not sure how this get thread works. But this search email, this is interesting because if you have thousands of unread emails like me, and if you ask the model to search email, it's probably gonna kaput. You will hit the token limit. The output is a JSON list of request sources. So not sure how that goes. We might need to try with a cloud Opus, which Cloud 3 Opus, which has a much larger window. Let's come back here. Okay, so it found 10 emails. And we can have a look at our mailbox on the left. You can see the first one is a click frenzy. Okay, it's looking up all these. So this is probably my junk mail. So if you go to promotion, you can see the last email is Kogan. Get up to 65% off. Get up 65% off. Blah blah blah. And the second email is actually a proper email in my primary mailbox, which is deplatform your YouTube 42320. 42320 has been shut down. Third one is also the Gmail, the proper email in the primary. Then another junk mail, 65%. Let's add. So it should be this one. Click frenzy now. Actually, sorry. So this should be the first one, which is top one. Click frenzy on now. Get up 65% off. And this one of big brands. Click frenzy. Not sure whether it's that one. Oh, that's the first one. At a different time. So this one is May 13, which is probably older than this. Then stay cozy with electric heater. Stay cozy. Yeah, looks like it's working. But these are the mail we probably don't want. So let's see whether it works with telling to go through the category. Show me the last 10 emails. Ignore the junk, ignore spam or promotion emails. List with, okay. So I'm not sure whether it actually recognized the labels that Google uses, these primary promotion. Let's see whether we can just get it filter out only your primary emails. It's going through. And we can also have a look at our, okay, we can let it write draft or send it to ourselves. Let's try that as well. So I'm not speeding up. Let's see how long this is going to take. I'm hoping it will only show up list the email that's in our primary mailbox, it might also do its own filtering. The large language model might decide to do its own filtering. It might decide that these OpenAI emails or Coinbase are promotional spam, which Gmail didn't. You can see there's these are just the Gmail category. Okay, it looks like I have to pause because this is taking a bit too long. It loaded after almost 2 minutes. That is slow. So maybe we'll try Grok next time, see whether this can be improved in the future. But anyway, here are the 10 incoming emails in your mailbox that is excluding spam and the promotion. So let's have a look. On the left, under my Gmail inbox, under the primary, you can see the first email is about YouTube LLM. YouTube LLM. The second one is about LLM Gmail. Yes, that's correct. So far, it's not showing any of the junk. Number 3 is a new comment. Okay, so this is not using Gmail filter, so it doesn't recognize these promotion primary or social label. It's doing its own filtering based on its own understanding of what's social or promotional. So this one is actually an email from my social folder, which says new comment on ChatGPT enterprise data. Usually this will be considered a not an important email. It won't be your primary or focus mailbox if you have Outlook. And the next one is another YouTube comments is under social, YouTube comments. They're all YouTube comments. And this one 0.5. Oh, this is OpenAI in the primary. So it kind of worked in a way. We probably need to crafting our prompt to make it work better. Let's see whether they actually recognize the labels of Gmail. Let's ask, show me my last, make it short, less, make it faster, last 5 emails in primary folder. So if you have a look at this Gmail tools, what it says, what are these tools actually? Sorry, it's up here. So you can do these things, right? Gmail draft, send message, search, get mail messages. Use this tool to fetch an email by message ID, body, subject, theater, sender. So as we talking to the large language model, it actually doesn't have the context or able to use the API. The API doesn't tell you these labels. So it's just using its own capability to decide for you what's spam, what's not spam. Now we did this primary folder, and it picked up, the first email I picked up is my junk mail. So, but the second two is correct. So I don't think it has the context that this primary in my prompt means this primary here. Okay. Right, so I'll call that's pretty successful managing the understanding the mailbox. Let's write an email message. So let's just send an email suggesting dinner tomorrow night at Times Square to, I'm gonna send to myself. If it works for myself, it will work for other users at gmail.com. Also, if you just type a name, expecting will work because it's in your contact, your Google contact. I don't think the existing the 4 tools we just looked at with Gmail give you the ability to understand or access the context, so it won't work. All right, so I've sent an email. Looks like success, and you can see this mail message me to me. In this video, we have explored OpenAI agents and Toolkit with LangChain's and Gmail API. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. See you next time. Shortly after we made a video, OpenAI just released the latest GPT-4o model, O stands for omnichannel. It's a multimodal model. And apparently it's much cheaper and better than the GPT-4 Turbo. So let's try it, replace that with our app. To make sure you have access to this model, just go to your playground. And if it's under your dropdown, you know your API key will have access to the model, which means it's very easy. All you need to do is back to our app and just need to come to the model and replace that with GPT-4o, all in lowercase. And you can use the same API key. So let's run this and let's see whether we get a better response or faster performance with this model. Okay, let's ask the same question. Show me my last 10 emails with subject, sender, and a brief summary of the content. Well, we didn't ask that previously with our GPT-4 Turbo model. Let's see whether it can actually TLDR the email content and listen that. So I'm gonna leave it let it running without speeding up the video and see how long this time is gonna take. It's much quicker. It's a bit similar time of the day, and this is much quicker. Let's see, subject, update to report, sender, summary, notification about changes to Anthropic's acceptance, user policy, subject, meeting proposal this Friday. That's one I did last time. Using the app, the Google API to write a draft. Summary, proposal for a meeting this Friday at New York Tower. I think it's faster because it's actually reading the email, giving me the summaries. If I don't do that, it will even be faster. So maybe let's say, just do that. Show me my last 20 emails with subject, sender, and I do want to keep subject and sender a different line. Let's see, 20 emails. If you remember previously when I did 10 emails without the summary, it was taking a really long time. Now we're doing 10 emails with the summary. It was much quicker. And next we're going to try this 20 emails without the content summary. Just see how long this is going to take. Although I do think it's mostly impacted by the Google API instead of the large language model response. So the bottleneck is the Google API. We have to get the API working, feed all the information to the large language model, then it can provide the reasoning and summarization. And now it just did it. I reckon it's still much faster compared to the old model, GPT-4 Turbo with 10 emails. 20 is faster, although it didn't found 20 emails, just 18. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.